On a distant planet, a group of alien leaders gathered in a grand hall filled with strange lights and colorful screens. They were members of the Galactic Council, a powerful group that controlled many star systems. Today, they were meeting to discuss Earth and its inhabitants, the humans. The air was thick with laughter and disdain as they shared their opinions about the little blue planet. One alien, a tall creature with 4 eyes named Zarnak, stood at the center of the room. "Look at them!" he scoffed, his voice echoing through the hall. "Humans are weak. They spend too much time playing with toys instead of preparing for battle. They think their machines make them strong, but they are just foolish." The other aliens erupted in laughter, their voices mixing in a cacophony of mockery. "Yes, they have no real power," chimed in Vrixa, a sleek alien with shimmering skin. "Their technology is nothing compared to our ancient wisdom. They rely on their computers, but what happens when those fail?" As the laughter continued, a small hologram flickered to life in the center of the hall. It displayed images of humans using smartphones, driving cars, and sitting in front of screens. The aliens pointed and laughed even harder. "Look at them wasting their time. They think they can challenge us," one alien exclaimed. Meanwhile, on Earth, a team of scientists was working in a secret underground lab. Dr. Emily Carter, a brilliant physicist, led the team. She was deeply aware of the aliens' plans to invade Earth, and she knew that the humans needed a powerful weapon to defend themselves. In the lab, they had been experimenting with black holes, those mysterious and powerful cosmic forces. "These black holes could be our salvation," Emily said, looking at her team with determination. "If we can harness their energy, we might stand a chance against the Galactic Council." Her eyes sparkled with hope, but the weight of their task hung heavy in the air. The team worked day and night, fueled by the knowledge that their planet was in danger. They pored over complex equations and theories, but progress was slow. Doubts began to creep in, and some team members wondered if they would ever succeed. "What if we're not smart enough?" one scientist whispered, his face pale with worry. But Emily shook her head. "We must believe in ourselves. We have to prove those aliens wrong." Back in the Alien Council Hall, the discussion continued. "When we invade Earth, we will crush their spirits," Zarnak declared, his multiple eyes gleaming with excitement. "We will show them that they are nothing." Another alien named Grathor leaned forward, eager to join the conversation. "We should not just defeat them. We must humiliate them. Make them see their own weakness." The aliens cheered, their voices rising in a frenzy of excitement. They were consumed by their own arrogance, convinced of their superiority over humans. Unbeknownst to them, the scientists on Earth were making progress. After weeks of hard work, they finally developed a prototype device capable of manipulating the energy of black holes. "We did it!" "We actually did it," Emily exclaimed, her voice filled with joy as she held the device high for her team to see. With their new invention, they hoped to turn the tables on the aliens. As the scientists celebrated, a sense of urgency filled the air. Time was running out and the aliens would arrive soon. Meanwhile, the aliens continued their plans, oblivious to the brewing storm on Earth. The Galactic Council believed that their mockery and laughter would lead them to an easy victory. But deep inside, they underestimated the resilience and creativity of humans. The stage was set for a clash of wills, and the aliens had no idea that their greatest challenge was about to begin. As the aliens prepared to launch their attack, a quiet determination spread across Earth. The humans would not go down without a fight. They had a secret weapon of their own, and soon, they would show the Galactic Council that underestimating humans was the biggest mistake they could make. The clash between the two worlds loomed ever closer, and the universe was about to witness a battle unlike any it had ever seen. The mocking laughter of the aliens would soon be replaced by the roar of humanity's defiance. The sun rose over the secret underground lab, casting soft light through the tiny windows. Inside, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement and tension. Dr. Emily Carter and her team had worked tirelessly for weeks, and today was the day they would test their new black hole device. They had made incredible progress, and everyone felt a mix of hope and fear. "Are we ready?" Emily asked, looking around the room. Her team nodded, their faces a mix of determination and anxiety. They had faced many challenges, but this was their most ambitious project yet. "Let's remember what's at stake," she continued. "The aliens think we are weak, but we will show them our strength." "Activate the power," Emily commanded. One of the scientists, Mark, reached forward and flipped the switch. The machine hummed to life, and a low roar filled the room. The energy inside the device surged, and a swirling vortex of light began to form above it. As the vortex grew, the team watched in awe. It shimmered with colors that seemed to dance and pulse. Emily felt a thrill of excitement. "This is it! We're harnessing the power of a black hole!" She could hardly believe what they had achieved. The scientists cheered, their spirits lifted by the sight of their creation. However, their celebration was short-lived. Suddenly, the vortex began to flicker and wobble. "Something's wrong!" shouted Lisa, another scientist, her voice filled with panic. "The energy levels are spiking. Shut it down! Shut it down!" Emily yelled, her heart racing. Mark rushed to the control panel, frantically trying to deactivate the device. The room filled with an electric charge as the vortex pulsed violently. Just as Mark flipped the switch, a blinding flash of light erupted, and the room was enveloped in chaos. When the light faded, everyone blinked in shock. The device had stabilized, and a smaller, controlled black hole hovered above it, glowing with a strange beauty. "We did it! We actually created a black hole!" Emily exclaimed, her voice filled with disbelief and joy. The team erupted in cheers, their fears forgotten for a moment. But Emily knew they couldn't celebrate just yet. "We need to figure out how to control it," she said, her tone turning serious. "This is powerful technology, and we must use it wisely." The team quickly began working on calculations to ensure the black hole remained stable and could be used as a weapon. Back in the Galactic Council's meeting hall, Zarnak and the other aliens were still planning their invasion. They laughed and joked about humans, unaware that the tide was turning. "We will crush them easily," Zarnak said with a sneer. "They have no idea what's coming." Little did they know. The humans were not the weaklings they believed them to be. On Earth, Emily and her team were hard at work, creating a weapon that could change the fate of their planet. They practiced controlling the black hole, adjusting its size and energy output. Each successful test brought them closer to their goal. Days passed, and the team made remarkable progress. The black hole device was refined and ready for action. "We have to send a message to the aliens," Emily said. "We need them to know we will not back down." The team agreed, and they prepared to demonstrate their new weapon. As the date of the alien invasion drew near, the atmosphere on Earth was electric with anticipation. The scientists felt a newfound confidence, knowing they had a powerful weapon at their fingertips. They had turned a symbol of fear into a tool for defense. Meanwhile, the aliens continued to underestimate humanity. Their laughter echoed through the galaxy, but little did they know that a storm was brewing on Earth. The humans had discovered a way to turn black holes into weapons, and soon they would unleash their power. The stage was set for an epic confrontation, one that would change the galaxy forever. As the countdown to the invasion began, Emily gathered her team for one last meeting. "We have worked hard and we are ready," she said, her voice steady and inspiring. "Let's show them what humanity can do. We will not be laughed at any longer." The team cheered, their spirits high as they prepared to defend their planet against the approaching alien threat. The day had arrived. The sun hung high in the sky as Earth prepared for its most significant challenge yet. In the underground lab, Dr. Emily Carter and her team were on high alert, their hearts racing with excitement and fear. They had been tracking the movements of the Galactic Council's fleet, and now they knew the aliens were approaching. "Everyone, listen up!" Emily called, gathering her team around the control panel. "The alien ships will arrive within hours. We need to be ready to use the black hole weapon at a moment's notice. This is our chance to show them we are not weak." As the scientists checked their equipment, Emily felt a mix of determination and anxiety. They had put so much work into creating this weapon, and now it was time to put it to the test. The black hole device stood tall in the lab, glowing with energy, waiting for its moment. Meanwhile, in the vastness of space, the alien fleet moved toward Earth. The ships were massive and intimidating, each one armed with powerful lasers and advanced technology. Zarnak, the four-eyed alien leader, stood at the command center, staring at the monitors displaying Earth's surface. He was confident of victory. "Prepare for the attack! Show those humans the power of the Galactic Council," he ordered, his voice booming. The fleet descended toward the planet, and the first blasts of energy lit up the sky. The aliens unleashed their weaponry, striking cities and causing widespread panic. Explosions rocked the ground as people ran for safety. But amidst the chaos, Emily and her team stood firm. They were ready. "Activate the black hole device," Emily shouted, her voice steady despite the turmoil outside. Mark, one of the scientists, quickly pressed the buttons on the control panel. The room filled with a low hum as the machine powered up, and the vortex of energy began to swirl above it. With a flick of a switch, Emily directed the black hole toward the nearest alien ship. "Fire!" she commanded. A beam of light shot from the device, striking the ship. In an instant, the alien vessel was engulfed in the black hole's gravitational pull. The ship twisted and struggled, but it was no match for the force of the black hole. In moments, it was torn apart, leaving nothing but debris floating in space. The team erupted in cheers. "We did it! We actually did it!" one scientist exclaimed, pumping his fist in the air. But Emily knew they could not celebrate yet. The battle had just begun. Outside, the alien fleet was in chaos. Zarnak watched in disbelief as his ships fell to the humans' unexpected weapon. "Retreat! Regroup!" he shouted, his voice laced with panic. The aliens had never faced such resistance before. They had underestimated humanity, and now they were paying the price. The sky above Earth was filled with explosions and flashes of light. More alien ships fell victim to the black hole weapon. The scientists continued to operate the device, directing its power toward incoming attacks. Emily felt a rush of adrenaline as they fought back, but she knew they had to remain focused. "We can't let up! Keep firing!" she urged her team. As the battle raged on, the humans discovered they could use multiple black holes simultaneously. They quickly devised a plan to create a network of black holes that would overlap and amplify their power. "If we can link them together, we can take out several ships at once," Emily suggested, her eyes shining with determination. With renewed energy, the team worked together, adjusting the device and calibrating the black holes. The aliens were struggling to regroup, their ships taking heavy damage. Zarnak's frustration boiled over as he realized his forces were losing ground. "What are you waiting for? Attack! Show them our strength!" he roared, but his orders fell on deaf ears as panic spread among his crew. The humans continued their relentless assault, their confidence growing with each victory. The atmosphere in the lab shifted from fear to exhilaration. "We can win this! We will show them we are not weak," Emily shouted, her voice rising above the sounds of the battle. As the last alien ship exploded in a brilliant flash, the team erupted in cheers. They had done the impossible. They had fought back against a powerful alien fleet and emerged victorious. Exhausted but triumphant, they celebrated their hard work and bravery. But Emily knew the fight was not over. The Galactic Council would not give up easily. They had made a bold statement today, but more challenges lay ahead. As the team gathered around the control panel, ready to defend their planet again, Emily felt a sense of pride. Humans were not weak, they were resilient, and together they could face any threat. The victory over the alien fleet was short-lived. As Dr. Emily Carter and her team celebrated in the underground lab, a new wave of fear washed over them. The Galactic Council had not been defeated, they had only retreated to regroup. Rumors spread through the lab that the aliens were bringing in reinforcements, more ships, more advanced technology, and a fierce desire for revenge. "Everyone listen!" Emily called out, her voice firm despite the uncertainty in the air. "We cannot let our guard down. The Council will come back stronger. We need to prepare for their return." Her team nodded, the weight of her words sinking in. Outside, the world was still reeling from the chaos of the previous battle. Cities lay in ruins and people were scared. News reports filled the airwaves with images of destruction and fear. "The aliens will be back, and we need to be ready to defend our home," Emily reminded her team. "Let's use this time to improve our weapon and gather more data." The scientists worked day and night, analyzing the alien technology they had captured during the battle. They studied their weaponry and ships, trying to understand how the Galactic Council operated. Emily was determined to find a weakness they could exploit. She felt the pressure building. If they failed, Earth would pay the price. After days of tireless work, the team discovered something alarming. "These ships are equipped with shields that can absorb energy blasts," Mark exclaimed, showing a hologram of the alien technology. "If we try to hit them with the black hole weapon, it may not work as effectively." Emily's heart sank. The aliens had anticipated their tactics. "Then we need a new plan," she replied, her mind racing. "We have to develop a way to bypass those shields. What if we create a black hole that can pull the energy from their shields? We could weaken them before we strike." The team quickly got to work, fueled by a sense of desperation. They collaborated, brainstorming ideas late into the night. Everyone felt the weight of the challenge ahead, but they also felt a growing resolve. They were fighting for their home and they could not give up. As the days turned into a week, the atmosphere in the lab grew tense. The countdown to the aliens' return was approaching, and everyone knew it. The team had developed a new plan, but they needed to test it before the battle began. They prepared the black hole device for its next demonstration, hoping it would work. On the day of the test, the lab was filled with nervous energy. Emily stood before her team, her heart racing. "This is our chance to make sure our new strategy works," she said, looking each scientist in the eye. "If this fails, we may not have another opportunity. We need to show the aliens we are not afraid, that we are strong." With that, they activated the black hole device. The vortex of energy spun above them, growing in size and intensity. Emily felt a mix of hope and fear. "Let's test the energy absorption," she commanded, and Mark worked quickly to calibrate the device. As they ran the test, the black hole pulled energy from an artificial shield created to mimic the aliens' technology. Everyone held their breath as they watched the readings. The device hummed and the vortex began to stabilize. Slowly, the energy levels began to drop, indicating that the absorption was working. A cheer erupted from the team. They had done it. The new plan would work. Emily felt a surge of relief, but she knew they still had much to do. "We need to refine this before the aliens arrive," she said, her voice steady. "Let's make sure we can absorb as much energy as possible." As the day drew to a close, Emily took a moment to step outside the lab. The air was crisp, and she looked up at the stars. She thought of the battles ahead, the lives that depended on their success. In that moment, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The weight of the world rested on her shoulders, but she would not let fear stop her. Back inside, the team worked late into the night, driven by their determination to protect Earth. Each member of the team was resolute. They knew what was at stake. As they made their final adjustments, they felt a strong sense of unity. Together, they would face whatever came their way. With the black hole weapon ready and their new strategy in place, they waited for the inevitable clash with the Galactic Council. The lab was filled with a palpable tension, but there was also a spark of hope. They had prepared for this moment, and they were ready to fight for their home. The day had arrived. The air was thick with tension as Dr. Emily Carter and her team gathered in the underground lab, ready to face the Galactic Council once again. They had prepared tirelessly, refining their black hole weapon and developing new strategies. Emily stood at the front of the room, her heart pounding with anticipation and fear. She looked at her team, their faces a mix of determination and anxiety. "Today is the day we show the Galactic Council what humanity is capable of," Emily declared, her voice steady. "We have fought hard to protect our home, and we will not back down. Let's make sure our new plan works. We are ready." Outside, the sky darkened as the alien fleet approached. The massive ships filled the horizon, casting shadows over the land. Zarnak, the four-eyed alien leader, stood at the command center of his flagship, anger simmering in his voice. "Prepare for battle! Those humans think they can defeat us. They will regret underestimating the Galactic Council." He clenched his fists, glaring at the screens displaying the Earth below. The humans monitored the alien ships as they entered the atmosphere. Emily and her team activated their equipment, preparing the black hole weapon for battle. "Stay focused, everyone. Remember the plan. We will absorb their energy and turn it against them," she reminded them, her heart racing with adrenaline. As the first alien ships descended, the battle began. The skies erupted with energy blasts, and the ground shook with the force of the attacks. Emily and her team fired the black hole weapon, targeting the nearest alien ship. The beam of energy shot forth, striking the ship with tremendous power. The black hole absorbed the energy from the alien shields, weakening them. "Good job." "Keep it coming," Emily shouted as the team worked quickly, adjusting their aim and targeting more ships. The aliens were caught off guard. Their powerful weaponry was being turned against them, and panic spread through their ranks. Zarnak watched in disbelief as one of his ships was engulfed in the swirling vortex of the black hole. "Retreat! Regroup!" he shouted, but it was too late. The black holes began to link together, forming a network that pulled energy from several ships at once. One by one, the alien vessels fell from the sky, unable to withstand the onslaught. "Look at that!" Mark exclaimed, pointing at the screen displaying the battle. "It's working! We're actually winning." The scientists cheered, their spirits lifting as they saw the tide of battle shift in their favor. But Emily remained vigilant. "Stay alert! We can't let our guard down now," she warned. They continued to fire the black hole weapon, absorbing more energy and weakening the remaining alien fleet. The battle raged on, and the humans fought with newfound strength. The alien ships were falling, and soon only a few remained. Zarnak felt his anger boiling over. "This is unacceptable. We cannot lose to these weak humans!" He ordered his remaining ships to converge on the lab, desperate to destroy the source of the black hole weapon. As the last few alien ships approached, Emily and her team prepared for one final push. "Let's finish this!" she shouted, her heart racing. They focused all their energy on the remaining ships, and with one final blast, the black hole engulfed Zarnak's flagship. The ship struggled against the force, but it was no match. In a brilliant flash, the ship was destroyed, leaving nothing but debris in its wake. The battlefield fell silent. The remaining alien ships, realizing their defeat, fled back into space, leaving Earth behind. The team erupted in cheers, their victory ringing in their ears. They had done it. They had defended their home against a powerful alien fleet. As the celebrations began, Emily felt a sense of pride wash over her. They had fought for their world and won. But this victory was not just about defeating the aliens. It was about showing humanity's strength and resilience. In the days that followed, the world began to change. News of the victory spread, uniting people across the globe. Countries came together to share technology and knowledge, inspired by the teamwork that had led to their success. The black hole weapon became a symbol of hope and unity, a reminder that they could overcome any challenge together. Emily stood outside the lab, watching the sunset paint the sky with vibrant colors. She reflected on the journey they had taken, from being laughed at for their weakness to standing tall as defenders of Earth. They had proven themselves, not just to the aliens, but to each other. "Together, we are strong," Emily whispered to herself, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. The battle may have been won, but the journey was far from over. They had a future to build, and with the lessons learned from this conflict, she knew they could face whatever came next. As she turned to rejoin her team, a new determination filled her heart. Humanity was not weak, they were capable of great things, and together they would shape a brighter future for all.